Major research project, Virtual Museums and Virtual Field Trips by Xavier Diamond. What are virtual museums? Virtual museums is a collection of digital recording images, sound files, text documents, and other data of a historical, scientific, or cultural interest that are accessed through electronic medium. A virtual museum does not house actual objects, and therefore it lacks the permanence and unique qualities of a museum. What are virtual museums? What are virtual field trips? It is a digital and or online exploration based on a specific theme. They are usually pre-organized collection of images and information sourced online and are presented as a computer-based learning experience. They are usually oriented towards a destination of some sort, either geographical or functional. What are virtual field trips? History of virtual museums and virtual field trips. In recent years, the notion that virtual museum has been evoked so often in cybercultural discourse, it has lost all of its novelty value, if indeed it had any left. The list of websites proportionally falling under this category is long and growing. A recent search with Google for virtual museum brought up more than 141,000 hits. In the last recent years, and with modern technology, virtual museums and virtual field trips is the noun for what is now. The history of virtual museum and virtual field trips. Technology usage. Virtual museums and virtual field trips can be accessed through phones, computers, laptops, and tablets. With all these convenient ways of reaching virtual reality or virtual tours through museums and field trips, students and teachers alike are able to have access to all these sources and also the subjects they are studying right from the palms of their very hands. Technology usage. Virtual museums in the classroom. A class field trip to the museum can spark intense student interest. It sparks nurture thinking skills. Examples of virtual museums is the Franklin Institute Science Museum, the Spy Museum, and the Louvre Museum. Virtual museums in the classroom. Virtual field trips in the classroom. On a virtual field trip, the students and you can just go about anywhere on earth. Virtual field trips are tailored to every grade level and are springing up all over the internet. The virtual field trips range from simple, such as a photo tour, to extremely detailed and high-tech field trips. They offer video and audio segments to make the visit more interactive. Examples of virtual field trips: the White House and Secrets of Easterland. Virtual field trips in the classroom. Virtual museums outside of the classroom. The Red Cross Museum, the American Museum of National History, and the Museum of HP Calculators. Virtual museums outside of the classroom. Virtual field trips outside the classroom. John Muir exhibit, Reach the World Picket Journey, virtual field trips outside of the classroom. Virtual museums in action. The internet is making museums and historic sites more accessible every day. Every day, people can visit some of the world's top art museums without the expense of a plane ticket, thanks to Google Art Project. Not only do they provide a detailed look at the museum's collections, but they manage to present a 360 tour of the actual galleries. Virtual museums in action. Virtual field trips in action. Field Trip Zoom class offers educators live and interactive curriculum-based educational programs on a one-on-one basis. One classroom connects directly to the museum with two-way video conferencing. Virtual field trips in action. Virtual museums versus virtual field trips. Virtual museums. Virtual museums offer free online tours of some of its most important and popular exhibits. Virtual museums offer free online tours of some of its most important and popular exhibits. Virtual museums, you can take a 360-degree look at the museums and click around. Virtual field trips provide identical cognitive and affective gains that an actual real-life field trip can provide. Allow students to connect face-to-face with authors for a fraction of the cost of an in-person visit. Virtual museums versus virtual field trips. Virtual museum websites. Virtual museum websites. Virtual field trips websites. Virtual field trips websites. Reflection. Reflecting on the research topic of virtual museums and virtual field trips, it has absolutely been research rewarding. While searching for information regarding both subjects, it has been discovered that virtual reality is the now. It allows students and teachers to experience museums and go on field trips that wouldn't be feasible without the luxuries that the virtual world promotes. It has been discovered that virtual museum and virtual field trips are cost and time sufficient. Many schools struggle with balancing budgets and having enough funds to promote different areas of educational opportunities. With the continuous success of virtual museums and virtual field trips, it is easier for teachers to adjust their lesson plans and include these aspects of virtual reality that not only is cost efficient, but also allows the student to experience more of the subject far beyond what the textbooks offer. Also, virtual museums and virtual field trips are time sufficient. It doesn't take long at all to surf the internet to find a virtual museum or field trip that, that coincides with the lesson objectives that won't take a lot of time. The virtual reality is a gift to the classroom which all teachers should use. Reflecting on the gift information discovered while researching, there are many ways virtual museums and virtual field trips can be used in the classroom. The most important part to me is visual learning. It's often suggested that some students aren't audio learners, but some are visual. It's imperative to be able to connect with all students when learning in the classroom. The visual effects of virtual museums and virtual field trips is essential. Virtual learning allows the students to have a deeper appreciation for subject matter. Another way virtual museums and virtual field trips can be used in the classroom is to improve literacy. Students have a struggle at times with reading and understanding what they read from the lack of reading. Virtual tours give students that unique opportunity to increase their abilities to read and acknowledge what they've read through the virtual tours. It promotes a lot of reading as if they're on a physical tour while in the classroom. In the classroom, virtual museums and virtual field trips will give ways to visual learning and improve literacy. It can be used as a tool gauging the students in a new way to improve them through a process of observing and participating in an activity. In summation, virtual tools are an educational gift that allows teachers to educate through a cost-efficient and time-sufficient manner that promotes and improves literacy and visuals. Reflection. Bibliography.